So we're moving forward with the My Baby discussion. You can see how the group activity is progressing. We have a couple of groups that are actually communicating. I believe it is group 4 that may actually have their first or second column complete. So the communication is good, but there should be some work. Okay, so remember we are finishing up the infant toddler phase, the first 2 years, and we're moving into early childhood. So we really should be done with these first 2 columns, birth and infancy. So and you should have decided on your leader. Okay, I need you guys to really ask questions if you're unclear about anything. I like the communication in a couple of the groups where you guys are taking the lead with reading the instructions and interpreting the directions of the assignment, and that's what you need to do. And if you're confused, just let me know, okay, so you don't fall behind. Now what's going to happen is we may downsize to just about 4 babies because I'm going to go through, and any members who continue to not post, I'm going to remove you all and put you all in one group. And then it's going to be a group of inactive members, which, doesn't tend to work out too well in the long run. And if there's a couple of people here that's, maybe one person has posted something and the other person has not, then I would move that active person to another group that's actually making some progress, okay? So I don't want this to be a burden on 1 or 2 people. I want to try to keep the groups distributed evenly as much as possible, but we need everybody to participate or to at least ask questions if you're unclear. But let me make a point too. Before you send me a message and say you don't understand the assignment, you got to read the assignment. So, and then that way you can ask me specific questions that you may be unclear or unsure about. Okay, I think the first column is pretty self-explanatory because you're describing your child. You have to determine if you're having a boy or a girl. You're giving it a name, a birth date. This is all subjective. You just, pick something. It's not a quiz or a test question. You can go to the birth, weight, and height chart in your textbook, which I don't have mine handy right now to tell you the page. But you can pick the weight and the height, and you can follow that weight and height on that chart as your child gets older and older. So you don't even have to calculate these weights and heights, but because you wanted to correlate with what the textbook says is the average weight and height as the child grows along. Unless you have a very, very, very healthy baby, and then you're going to keep up that growth pattern. If the baby is born weighing 10 pounds or something, then your baby's growth is going to be above average along the birth height and weight chart. Okay, so anyway, we are starting column 3, early childhood, the preschool child. We're going to be focusing on the biosocial development this week, week 8. So we're looking at the physical development in early childhood. So you should be, however you decided to break this assignment up with your group, you should be getting started with looking at what physical changes have taken place since infancy to early childhood. And remember, you're only picking one age, okay? So if you went from birth to infancy, this age could have been anywhere from 1 to 36 months. Let's say you picked 18 months from infancy. So now you're looking at between infancy to early childhood, which can be anywhere between 3, I have to go back and check your textbook. I think it's from 2 to age 6. So I'm using a different textbook. It's my first time using it, and I'm comfortable with what was in the previous textbook, but I need to confirm it. And you can too. You'll see in your textbook what's that age range. So you just pick one age, okay? So I'm going to pick 4 because I know for sure 4 is preschool and early childhood. And so you're going to be talking about that 4-year-old who was once this infant, who was once this person at birth. How is this 4-year-old looking physically, intellectually or cognitively, and psychosocial, their social emotional growth and development. So you got to look at all 3 categories as the child gets older. Okay, that's it. I just wanted to give a recap of this particular assignment.